Hey there guys, Ollie here, and this is Mr. Pandaria Review. I said I wanted to do it, so I'm going to do it a month on. Mr. Pandaria is really good, for the most part. There are some really bad parts of it, which I'll get onto in a minute, but what you're going to see in the background is, me leveling up to level 86. You can see all my dings, well most of them anyway, some when I was on my laptop, and, the dungeons and questing and the soloing with the class changes and stuff like that. I'm going to start with the questing, because the questing I think is the most impressive of Mists. It's so good. The stories are brilliant. I love the story of when you go from being bloodthirsty in the Jade Forest and you're killing the Horde, yeah, go Alliance, to being like helping the farmers in the Valley of the Four Winds. It's really good to see that such a good change in the way the stories go. Because in the Jade Forest, I'll explain the Jade Forest. In the Alliance, you start off by bombing the Horde. That's really big starting story moment. And then in the second zone, the first quest you get is so much different to the first quest you get in the Jade Forest. In the second zone, it's these things are attacking our farm, please help us. And the Horde and the Alliance are helping them because you want to make as much allies as possible. And it's all going to come down to a massive war at the end, which I can't wait. But the clip in the background you're seeing right now is me flying on a dragon. The dragon's fucking awesome. And there's this jade statue, and it basically turns into a dragon until it was blown up by a Shah. That was awesome. Watching the Shah come out in the cinematic was just fucking awesome. And they've told stories really well here, like using this in-game cinematic, just flying you around, telling you a bit of a story. To the way you go from place to place with Chen Stormstout helping people, and making your own brew, which is really cool, because you go collect shit, you kill shit, you get buffs from one quest, which is cool, I guess, and it's just really fun. But the problem is, it's still the same questing. It's still the way WoW works. It's pretty much exactly the same, which is really depressing. I liked it when it was, when I first started playing WoW, because it was fun. You didn't realise that the questing was boring, but it really is in WoW. The only reason I managed to do it is because I really enjoyed the story. That in itself made it entertaining, which for me was enough. By the way, that was my level 87 ding. That was probably my favourite ding, because I unlocked two of my two favourite dungeons in the Mr. Pandaria. The temple, the Palace of the Mogu, and the temple place, the Shadow Pan Temple. But what comes on under questing as well is daily quests, and daily quests are fucking shit. Get this out there, they're fucking shit. Oh, we have to do them over and over again to get the rewards to go into raiding. Because, having heroic gear and 2 purples that you could buy, or you got from Shah or whatever, isn't good enough to raid. You just, as a tank, I know, you take a lot of damage. When you're in a casual guild, healers aren't necessarily the best, and they can't heal you as well as you want them to, which is kind of depressing, because I have good healers in my guild. But yeah, we struggled on Shah. On the bosses. We're 1 out of 6 now. It's alright. It's actually pretty shit, but there you go. But yeah, the dailies are really boring, and they're kind of repetitive, and it's such a big part of the game now. In Cataclysm you could get away with not doing daily quests, but now you have to do daily quests, or you're basically fucked. Without daily quests, you're gonna struggle to get to the item level cap, and you're not gonna get into Raid Finder, because you gotta get to 460. And my friend doesn't like doing raid dailies. He detests them. He hasn't done a single daily. We spent an entire day farming him from item level 458 to 460. We were kinda pissed off. By kinda, I mean really pissed off. Took forever, and it was really boring. They need to fix it. Like, some other way to get gear that increases item level more. because the amount of pieces we got that should have increased his item level was, you know, pretty big. Anyway, back to the good parts of the questing. It's really entertaining. The story is well done. The way the quest hubs take you from zone to zone are pretty cool. The way you have these awesome quests where, you know, a bird picks you up and stuff, that's pretty cool. There's a lot of cool things. There's just a lot of shit things as well. It makes it pretty much the same as WoW's always been. It's kind of, you know, depressing, I guess. Oh, one thing I should say. Best zone, Kunlai Summit, really good. I really liked it. Shah of Anger, fucking boring. We'll get onto that in a minute. Okay, let's talk about dungeons first. Dungeons and heroics. Because dungeons and heroics are really fun. Really fun. The boss mechanics in the heroics and the dungeons are really fun. But they're incredibly boring because they're really easy. Like, the only time we wiped on a boss where it wasn't the healer went AFK, or I did something stupid as the tank, was the final boss in Chen's, in the Morgasham Palace. That boss is probably the only hard boss there is, just because the sheer amount of damage there is when you have a low geared healer. The healer we had, he was my friend, he kept going home really, really quickly midway into the fight. We had to have our paladin DPS help heal. It was that bad. We've actually put them down anyway. But they're too easy, which is really sad, because in Cataclysm I remember the first couple months, some groups not being able to kill Caborius, as it called in the Stone Core, because that boss was hard for some people. It wasn't that hard for me. Oh yeah, again, this is another cinematic that you're just watching in the background behind you. This is to my favorite dungeon of the world, the the Palace of the Mogu, and the login screen from the Mr. Pandaria, which is fucking awesome. That looks sweet. But it's just, the dungeons are too easy, and, you know, they don't require effort. I went in there pretty much ungeared as a tank and didn't die at all, apart from when I ran into the boss and the healer was AFK. But yeah. But anyway, overall, they need to become harder, because they have really interesting mechanics. A lot of them have interesting mechanics, like the first boss in the vault of wherever it is, the Shadowpan Monastery. First boss there has really, really cool mechanics, but the rest of them don't. Which is, you know, a lot of them, sorry, not most of them, a lot of them don't. They're like, here's fire, stand out of fire. I guess that's where it's always been with WoW. I guess that will probably never change. Let's talk about raids then. Actually, no, let's keep talking about dungeons, because I like dungeons. What's my favourite boss? Easily the last one in the, you know, the Palace of the Mogu, because I like the way that you can, like, avoid pretty much all the abilities, but the boss has abilities to put you into those abilities. Like, he can, if you get caught in the shockwave, you get punted into the sword things, which do a fuck ton of damage, and you pretty much die instantly. I found that really, really cool. And just like a couple of other small bosses that are alright, like this one here. I guess really it's not too good, is it? We expect difficult stuff, well I do anyway, and we're not getting it, and at the end of the day the gears we're getting is too good as well, and needs to be nerfed. So that's all I have to say on dungeons, really. Okay, what we're going to talk about next after we've seen this isn't my ding, but I do show you that I'm now level 88 after a week of play. There we go, level 88, boosh, 88, getting somewhere finally. This is when I started to pick up pace. Okay. I went fucking flying. What we're going to talk about, and I got the Ghost Iron Trinket, which is just fucking awesome. Ghost Iron Trinket, everyone should go buy it. It's like the best trinket you could, you know, buy if you're not raiding. But this is what I want to talk about, is class balance, and they had a lot of time to get all the classes balanced for Mists. And I got the Ghost Iron Trinket. They had the beta open for a long time, and what happened? Well, paladins can now solo pretty much anything. I'm not. Sacred Shield is so overpowered at low levels. You can go up to like level 60, probably beyond that, and just solo tank instances, because you don't have to use your finisher. No, you don't have to use your finisher. You know, the Shield of the Righteous. I don't play a paladin. I've leveled up when old. You can go up to like level 60. You don't have to use Shield of the Righteous, or Shield of the Avenger, or whatever it's called, because you have enough threat because you're solo level and you do quite a lot of threat, which I guess is really fucking irritating. And Sacred Shield doesn't go off. The enemies don't do enough damage to you, so you just go solo the instance. It's just because you have enough threat because you're solo level. Pathetic, really. And there are a lot of other changes, like, you know, hunters being able to pretty much kick ass in arena by, what the word be? What did they do? What did hunters do? Oh yeah, I saw a video of a hunter killing someone with fists in arena, like doing 60k DPS in arena with fists. I was like, why is this allowed to happen? And then we come to the queuing of people who are like, my class is underpowered, my class is underpowered! And then warriors who are just... I play a warrior, I'll like play as a warrior. I'm leveling a monk because I like Mistweaver, it's actually a pretty good spec. And then we come to the queuing of people who are like, warriors are basically... We're not overpowered. And then... But people are trying to nerf us because we can do insane burst, which is good for PvE. I don't have a DPS spec, but I can do 70k burst. It's alright. Warriors are basically just class balance seems to be all over the place. There seems to be classes that are really bad at quite a lot of things. There are classes like warriors which are insanely good. Warriors are really good tanks at the moment. Really good for like ad control and movement and stuff. Really good for PvP. Arms is good. Fury's good for a change. Yes. Actually, I hate Fury. Never mind. Insanely good. But class balance is all over the place. I've heard people complain about their classes underpowered. Druids are now so much druid stacking. We had a raid with 3 druids in, and they were all healers, which was really bad. We didn't kill a boss that day. Symbiosis is so good, such a good ability, and it's completely changed the way we look at classes. So much druid stacking. I mean, I now have to think, like, if I'm tanking a raid, I'm going to be like, okay, do I have symbiosis? Do I need symbiosis? No, I don't. Who has symbiosis? If that person does have symbiosis, what's going to happen? Because if you have symbiosis on the right person, things go fuck up really quickly. A lot of raids are now based around, you know, symbiosis. Stoneguard, for example. If you haven't got a very experienced guild or a very good guild, you're going to run into problems with healing, because people will stand in shit in casual guilds and stuff. Yeah, in my opinion, balance is all over the place, and it's kind of irritating to see, because at the end of Cataclysm it was alright. Warriors were doing good in, you know, PvP and PvE. Well, most classes were doing good. Shamans were finally doing good, and now we come to this, and it's just disappointing to see after a loads of months in beta, they haven't been able to do it. Next thing I want to talk about while you watch me solo on a paladin, is PV is the monk. Monk's been in for a month now. What do I think of the monk? I love it. The class is so fun to play. I'm currently 43 on my monk, not very high, but it's really entertaining to play because of the way it feels and plays. It's like a mixture of druid, priest, shaman, paladin. It all comes into this really nice spec called Mistweaver, and it's so fun. I mean, you have your Soothing Mist, which is one thing I really don't like. So you have Soothing Mist. It's the only healing spell to level 30. It's a little BS, I'm going to be honest. But the way monk works, if you don't know, is you have your main heal is called Soothing Mist. Soothing Mist is just a channel spell. It heals relatively small amounts. But what you can do is during burst heal, you can, while you're channeling Soothing Mist, you can instantly cast your main Flash of Light ability, which I cannot remember the name of, but it's pretty much Flash of Light. And you can cast it instantly while still channeling Soothing Mist. So you can get so much healing done. There have been people in boss fights going 100 heals per second, and that kind of makes me want to play a healer, but I love tanking, so I won't give it up. And then you have renewing mists, which is like tidal wave or whatever it's called with the shaman. And you put it on the tank and it spreads to people. And then you have a move called Uplift, which you use to heal those people who have it, and then it resets the dot or hot, on the target. And this is my level 90 ding. I get pretty excited. I have the stuff. There we go, level 90. I felt so happy. I was like, it's finally done, yeah! And that was really fun. I now can unlock Cloud Serpent riding, because Cloud Serpent's awesome. I haven't got mine yet. I'm still saving up the shards to get Alani. That's the first Cloud Serpent I'm getting later. Done, yeah! See a girl in the street? I got Alani. That mount, she'll be like, oh yeah. And that'd be awesome, because we'll then have sex. Anyways. Level 90 is pretty cool, apart from dailies. Dailies are pretty bullshit. Anyways, what was I saying? It's the monk's really good to play. Everything works really well together. You should play it, or try it at least with all classes. I haven't tried Windwalker. I've tried this one. And that concludes that. And now for raiding. This is Jarl the Spiritbinder Raid Finder. This is a great example of what Raid Finder does. Takes perfectly good encounters. Perfectly good encounters, in fact. And that concludes that. And now for raiding. And nerfs it to the fucking ground. Jarl's pretty good on normal and heroic difficulty. What Raid Finder does. Takes perfectly good encounters. Didn't expect that, did you? Anyway, it's good. But you basically just have to you don't even have to go into the place, the portal place in the spirit world. But Jarl's pretty good on normal and heroic difficulty. It's just so frustrating! It's such a good fight on normal and stuff. You got the voodoo dolls and stuff, and you have to watch it and stuff. It's pretty cool. You don't even have to go into the place. If you notice, my UI changes so much in the videos, it's unreal. It's just so frustrating. But it's boring. Raid Finder's boring. The only boss I actually enjoyed was I tanked King's last boss of Morgasham Vaults, and that's fucking fun. You need to get right on the dodging, but yeah, it was really fun. But it's boring. But it's just not good enough. Raid Finder should be difficult to an extent, harder than Heroics. This is easier than Heroics. Heroics are a ways for you to wipe. There will always be a healer in Raid Finder which can heal your fucking ass. Heal all 25 of you, all 24 of you can go DPS, but that healer will be able to heal you all up. Raid Finder should be difficult to an extent, harder than Heroics. This is easier than Heroics. Why should the game be like that? I played the game to have fun. The fun's a challenge. It shouldn't be, like this. Heal all 25 of you, all 24 of you can go DPS, but that healer will be able to heal you all up. But anyway, Mr. Pandaria, really good expansion. Except Raid Finder and dailies, and some of the questing's pretty bad as well because it's boring. But story's good, and the dungeons are fun, and normal raids are good. And the realms are quite populated now, which is good. I play on Silvermoon now. Silvermoon EU, go to Silvermoon EU because I play that. You can play with me. Internet celebrity fame guy. Just have to keep. Yeah, that's pretty much it. Just the realms are quite populated now, which is good. Fuck you, Blizz. Silvermoon now. Silvermoon okay. EU, go to Silvermoon. Sorry about that, guys. Thank you for watching this video. This has been like a review to Mist. It's been an alright review. I'm gonna be honest. Could have gone better. Thanks, guys. Comment down below what you think. How can I improve and stuff? Because that's the only way I can improve. Because I'm not very good at improving. Just ask any of my teachers at school. Yep, thanks, and I'll see you guys probably next week when I put out another video. Because that's the only way I can improve. Because I'm not very good at improving. Just ask any of my teachers at school. Yep, thanks, and I'll see you guys probably next week when I put out another video.